My name's Isiah McCloud. I'm 20 years old. I grew up at Rising Sun and Robin Street. I grew up with my grandmom and my brother. You had your options, you know, you went to school, you played sports, you sold drugs, so. I picked going to school. I loved learning, and I never had any difficulty learning as far as intelligence. The difficulty came with how somebody was teaching. It was almost as if, public school somewhat failed me. I remember my math teacher told me, "You're not gonna make it in high school. You're great at math, but you have a terrible attitude, and you will not be successful." I get a kick out of that now. That's pretty good. But he was right, though. He was right. I mean, I only lasted up until maybe 6 months in 9th grade, and then I dropped out. Halfway through 9th grade, I was like 15, and I thought that was the best thing in the world. And I was free. But then I had to get a job at Burger King, which sucked. I didn't think it was gonna pan out like that. Well, first I was a dishwasher, so I was just washing dishes, and then I started to be one of them line cooks, you know, making the burgers and, you know, the sandwiches and stuff like that. And I said, you know what, I can't do this. I can't work food service my whole life. That was a fundamental stepping stone in order for me to be successful. And I knew that I had to go back to school. And going back to school was the best decision I ever made. My brother was going to Orleans, and he said, they have this GED program. You know, you can learn a trade. And I met Sylvia Ocasio, and she introduced me to the entire JEVS staff, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I didn't think that I would ever be surrounded by an organization, you know, who supported you as much as JEVS has supported me. That is what I needed. That's what I was dying for. Like, you get trapped in your box and you think nobody has your back, or nobody's gonna help me. You know, I have nowhere to turn to. You know, I gotta do what I've been doing, and that's not true. Look up JEVS, and you'll see that there's somebody out there who has your back. All the obstacles that you have in your life, they try their best to get them out of the way and help you as much as they possibly can. Now I have an actual opportunity to work for the city, build a pension, you know, have a nice retirement, and that's all due to JEVS. I knew I would never have a desk job. You know, I would never be able to sit down for 8 hours in a day. So I knew I wanted to work with my hands, and carpentry was one of the things that you have to use your hands. You have to have an eye for it, and you got to have some skill with it too, which is what really drew me there. I feel like everything was just a stepping stone. You know, it was all a part of the process. But see, life it's just gonna keep evolving, you know what I mean? You're gonna constantly have to keep figuring things out, but I'm glad I figured out the first part. So now that might make the next part a little easier, and then the part after that easier.